Howdy ho, friends. Before you ask, yeah, it's freaking hot out. I've completely sweated through my shirt. We are going to do a pack dump video. I used to do one every year, but about 3 or 4 years ago, I kind of dropped the ball on it for obvious reasons. What I like to do is just show you what I'm using, what I've upgraded to, and talk about what I've gotten rid of and why, type of situation. Before we get started, none of the products I talk about are sponsoring this video, obviously, and I'm not recommending any of this gear at all. You guys need to do your own research on that, if you would. So let's get started. Oh, another thing, I might break this down in several little videos, so I'll talk about the pack, and then maybe my H2O pouch a little bit later on, and then my fishing rig, and then go from there. And if you have any questions, I'll do a specific video about one of the items I'm showing today, if you'd like. So I'm going to try to move quick. Let's keep this short. You know how that goes with me. Anyway, let's get started. This is my multiple use pack. What I mean by that, this is my bug out bag, my day pack, my overnight pack. Everything is in here. So no matter when I grab it, I'm ready for any type of situation. This is an outdoor products pack. This is the second one I've owned. That's why I like them so much. It's got this freaking awesome handle in the back. You can find these at the good old Wally World. We've got, first we're going to show our outside pockets here. We've got the side pocket over here where I always keep my bug spray. And a lot of times there'll be a fire starter in there, but today for some reason I don't have one. Not a big deal, too hot to start a fire. Anyway, on the side here, I got this carabiner that's locked onto the side of the pack. We've got just a little miniature flashlight, a temperature gauge, a tick key, the hiker buddy, and some ranger beads that were all gifted to me. On the front section of our pack, besides the little handle we have, I've also got room for a lot of carabiners. There's a reason for all these. I cover this in a separate video. If you get a chance to check it out, I'll link it down in the description box. We're going to go to this section right here, this first one. Now, normally people carry the items on the outside of the pack, what they need to get to first. Really good idea. I kind of do the same thing. This one here is my electronics section. This is, whoa, what's this? Okay, that's a camera bag, or a tripod bag I lost a while back. But anyway, in this little section right here, I keep all my electronics. And let's turn that over. And my fishing license, obviously, as you can see. There's a lot of the cables I use. There's a microphone and this tense energy power supply that should have died 5 years ago, but still working. I have no clue why it is. They don't last that long, friends. On the side pocket over here, another locking carabiner along with a whistle, hand sanitizer. We're going to pop this little guy open. And we've got your basic little medical kit you can get from Wally World. Now I want you to call your attention to everything in my pack is in a Ziploc bag. This pack is not waterproof. It rains, it's going to get wet. So I like to make sure all my gear is protected. But this is a basic med kit from Wally World. And then I added to it like the ibuprofen, Tylenol, Benadryl, sting relief pads, extra alcohol tabs, and then some larger gauze pads. And this one here is really important. If you can, you need to get this. It's a moleskin for your feet in case you get a blister while you're hiking. And when I say that's important, it is very important to have. And I noticed that. Yeah, I'll take care of it in a minute. That little, I don't know what that is. It's not grass. Weed is kind of in the camera side. All right, we'll fix that here in a minute. Okay, on the top of the pack, we got a butterfly. Another carabiner with a very, very cheap compass. It just came with the carabiner. I liked it. I kept it. And, oh, okay. Here we have my shovel. And I'll show the handle to you here in a momento. That was actually part of a survival kit Jessica got me for Christmas a while back. Everything else in it was crap but the shovel, so I kept the shovel. It works great. Here's something that's very important. This is the toilet paper, or what I call the poop kit. It's just basically rolled up toilet paper. and kind of individually wrapped in different Ziplocs so it doesn't get wet on the trail. Then these are really handy. The wet ones, Wally World travel section, I got 2 of them in there. I keep them in the Ziploc because if you do not and they dry out, they're kind of useless. And then of course we've got more of our Ziploc bags. Okay, that does it from the outside of the pack. Now we're going to come down to the down section. Oh, I forgot I got this hand sanitizer here, which I really don't use anymore, so I'm probably going to end up taking it off anyway. All right, let's go to the front. I'll look at the goods here. I don't carry much weight in here. I think the max weight I run is going to be around 20 pounds with food, maybe 25 pounds with food and water, but I don't carry that much. It's not that heavy. I probably should weigh it, but I think as it sits right now, we're probably close to 18 pounds. I never use the waist belt. I don't need to because it's not that heavy. I always try to keep the pack the exact same weight, no matter if I'm doing an overnight, in a hike or something like that. So I'm used to carrying it, which I know sounds weird to people. Okay, so on the straps here, we do have a chest strap, and it does work. I do use the chest strap. I also put these Velcro strips here to hold either one of my radios, which we'll talk about in a later video, or a pouch like this. Back in the day when I used to smoke, that was for my cigarettes, but nowadays, I just use it for my glasses. So that's the back half of the pouch. Let's quickly look at the bottom. Now, hopefully we can see this. If you notice, everything in this pack is attached to itself. So here we have my thermal rest, and you notice this big freaking line of carabiners, and it attaches to the side of the pack. That's in case I'm hiking along and God forbid the thermal rest comes undone and I lose it. So if it's attached to the pack, I don't have to worry about that. I just turn around and grab it because you'll know when it falls off. This is what I call an add-on item. These little straps in the bottom, that's what holds the thermal rest or a tent or whatever to the bottom of the pack. And yes, the pack does provide the loops for it. And this isn't, what is this? Okay, this is an arrowhead pack. Took me a minute to figure it out. I think the heat's getting to me. Next, over here, and we need to unhook her from this mess I've got created. This is one item that I've had the longest. I originally bought it on sale at Wally World. It was dirt cheap. In fact, I bought several of my friends one. This is the CRKT Halfachance machete. I'm going to be honest with you. This is the only machete I have not broke that I've owned. And it's still going strong. And Darby, if you're watching, it's almost time for that re-challenge. Okay. Now let's pop this little guy open. Normally, I'll tie a little bow in this to keep this from coming open, but I've never had a problem with it yet. So, all right, we're going to crack her open here. And the first item we're going to get to, this is my shelter system. This is the green tarp I've been experimenting with for a while right now. I found it at the Amazon return store. I think it was a couple dollars. I've got about 10 of them right now. Yeah, I bought 10 of them. But most of the time, I go ahead and use that tarp, the tan tarp I found from the homeless camp. It works great. I just need to reseal the seams because last time I had it out, it leaked a little bit. So there's the tarp. And of course, the Eno double nested hammock, which I probably need to replace because it's starting to get some holes in it. And one of these nights or days, I'm going to hop in there and probably just fall right through. But knowing me, I won't do it until it breaks. And then down here, we have the hammock straps. And I covered this in my hammock video. These are basically tie-down straps that you use to tie your load down on your truck or whatever. And I just cut the hooks off of them, and that's what I use to hold my hammock to the trees. And with it being this wide, it doesn't cut into the trees, so it doesn't damage anything out here. Let's get into the food section, the most important part. This is going to be today's dinner, which is a Mountain House meal. Then we get into my basic food kit. A lot of people have seen that, but we'll go through it really, really fast. fun fact, this little bitty, I guess you'd call it a napkin or whatever, a towel, I liberated that from the hospital when I was in there for the articulitis. We've got my long handle titanium spoon, along with this cover Carl made for me, a tuna key, the P25 can opener, and then it comes down to another titanium spoon, spork, and knife. And I like to keep these nicely rolled up and put away so the sand doesn't get in them. While I'm out here screwing around. Get that out of the way. Down into the second layer. More food. I carry a lot of food with me, friends, in case I get out here and I get lost. There's 3 Mountain House meals. There is a hot chocolate mix, 4 of those, and then 4 oatmeal mixes, which makes a good energy drink. I can stay out for a day and a half, and if I ration this, I can stay out for 2 days, and if I really get in trouble, possibly 3. Next, I have a very big bug flying around me. I'm not sure what it is. This was gifted to me a little while back. This is a wax cloth to set my stuff on the ground and try to hopefully keep the sand off of it. A lot of times it works, sometimes not so much. And thanks for the gift. Next, this is very important. This is going to be the Sawyer Squeeze, the mini. No matter what, I carry this with me unless it's winter. I take it out of the pack. You don't want it to freeze. But I have modified it, and I do clean it once a year before I stash it away. And there's a little guy right there. I don't remember where I bought it, but I bought a whole bunch of them and gifted it to my friends. But I did modify these. They do have a place where you can pop a little hole on each side, and I did that so you can just simply hang it from a tree after you get the water put in there. And to be honest with you, I filtered some very, very nasty water. At one time, there was a pond that had a freaking washing machine in it, but that was the only water source, and I trusted it to filter that water. So let's get this guy put away. And we seem to have an extra Ziploc. Okay, I'll figure that out later. I'm sure it goes with something here. All right. Now let's take a look on the inside of the pack where all that stuff was stored. Here in the back of the pack. Hopefully you can see it. There's this little pouch that goes up against your back. And that was originally for a water bladder, but I don't put that in there. And we'll talk about my water storage a little bit later on, probably in another video, because I do have several different types of ways I carry it. All right, let's get back into the good stuff. Is that a tick crawling on my pack? Yes, it was. Please, old friends, we have to do some crop dusting. Okay, we're good. The cordage bag. I carry a lot of cordage. There's a reason for that. I talk about it in my, what was that? Oh, yeah, why I carry so many Carabiners video. So if you get a chance, check that out. But there's a lot of cordage in here from my shelter setup and other assorted things. Here's a knife that was gifted to me. This is my food prep knife. I only use it for food. Skinning fish or flaying fish and skinning deers or processing deer meat. I don't use it to cut cordage, rope, or baton wood with it. I keep it very sharp for those reasons. For food prep only. It is stainless steeled. I don't sure who makes that. I don't know if you can see that or not. I don't have my glasses on, but I'm sure it probably came from Molly World. But it's still a great gift. All right, this is the good old handle for the shovel I was telling you about. For that survival kit I got, it had a hammer, I think an axe that didn't work, and it came with the saw blade right here. If I can get it out, I doubt it. It's probably stuck in there now. Now, there we go. The saw blade, which is crap. I do carry my other saw with me, but only, get back in there, if I'm going to do a build project. If I'm not going to do a build project, I don't carry my bow saw with me, and y'all have seen that. This simply goes together, boom, and we have instant shovel. These right here, there's one on each side of the pack. is where I kept my food bars, my protein bars, carb bars, drink mixes, and assorted things like that. I got dandelion tea in this. Why I keep them in this plastic container is because when you put it in your pack, you cram everything in there, it squishes your freaking food bars up, and then they're a pain in the butt to eat later. So I keep them in this plastic container, and it helps from having that happen. And there's one right there. And in an emergency situation, these would make an excellent drinking cup. All right. I don't know what's going on, but it's really starting to get dark out, and I'm not sure if there's rain coming my way or not. Oh well, let's keep going. Extra socks, and sometimes I'll carry an extra socks and extra shirt with me. I think I took the shirt out to wash it though. Here is my cook kit. I think you all know what it is. We'll go through it real quick. I got a bug crawling in my ear. A very small jet boil fuel cell. GSI cup. Pop that open. Here's the fuel cell for it. Cup. The Stanley cup cook set. And I pulled the original tab off there because it's going to burn the first time you use it over fire. Put a key ring on it. You can turn that key ring and it's easy to get the lid off. And on the inside is just a remote canister stove. I think this is the D-Power. If you guys want to see more information on my cook setup, let me know. I'll do a separate video on her. It's nothing exciting, but everything I need right there. I could cook every meal I need to do. Alrighty, this will be a separate video. My fishing rig. Yeah. We're getting to the bottom of the pack. Okay, this is the kind of like catch-all bag, just items I'll need eventually. A wise friend told me if you put something in your pack and it's not an emergency item and you never use it on at least 4 outings, take it out of your pack. You don't need it. That's what I do. But this is kind of the catch-all. Yes, it's a Crown Royal bag that works as a mill bank if you need to filter water out of a creek and filter the nasty. I don't know why I carry these little blankets, the emergency Mylar blankets, but there's 2 of them. So we got a cheap knockoff multi-tool. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but it's very lightweight. Didn't cost me much money at all. Hasn't let me down yet. A bandana, a bug net. And yeah, friends, believe it or not, I actually have a freaking compass with me. Not the best in the world, but if you're lost, it'll get you out of trouble. On this bug net right here, which we don't need at the moment, but comes in very freaking handy when you're hiking through the woods and the mosquitoes are out and the black flies, and this thing smells none too pleasant. Oh my God. So we need to let that air out. All right. Gloves, for obvious reasons. I need to get new ones. They're almost burnt through. Pretty sure that was a raindrop. All right, this is my raincoat. Jessica got this for me. I used to use the Frog Togs a long time ago. I think this is a Columbia. It is very nice. I'm afraid to wear it because if I rip it up, I'll probably get in trouble. But it is somewhat breathable Gore-Tex. Very lightweight. Has the hood in the top. All right, I think that covers it. Oh, wait a minute. I should have known better. More Ziplocs. And I forgot the flashlights. I know. Here's a pack hanger. You hang the sucker around a tree with. I need to use it more often. Then my flashlight kit. This is just a standard little light. I have no clue where I got it. Takes 2 AA batteries. I change them once a year. This thing's bright. Clip it on your pack, clip it on a tree. You can see the campsite. This I got from the Amazon return store for like $1. It's actually pretty freaking bright. I tested it a while back. I think that was featured in the Trick and Tuesday video. And of course, an extra battery for it. Yes, I don't have a headlamp with me at the moment, but if I'm going to do an overnight in my hammock, I'm going to carry it. All right, we're going to wrap this up because I have a feeling any minute it's going to freaking open up and start raining. And so I need to get my shelter set up real fast. But there's been a look at everything I carry in my pack. In the next video, in part 2, we're going to talk about my H2O carry pouch and what's all in here and why it's there, and cover some about the radio too, which is important. Then in the next one, I think the next one will be what I carry for my water when I'm hiking during the day or doing an overnight, which is kind of important. You guys need to see that. And then I think in the 4th one, we're going to talk about my fishing rig. And then if you have any questions about something you want a closer look at or explanations why I use it, that will be covered. Hang on, get kind of perched here. That's good. That'll be covered in the next video. All right, friends, questions, comments. If you like to list what you carry with you, if you see something here and wonder why I carry it, down in the comment section. Heads up, it's going to take me a little while to answer them. And like always, friends, thanks for watching.